So, let's jump back into it and see where we're at. So we have a pretty decent setup going right now. Last time we were here, we took our ship, the Xenomorph, all the way up into Sector 6. We have got a pretty decent slew of upgrades here for our ship. We have a pretty decent crew. They're all named after aliens, alien species, except I guess for Redweed, which is less of a specific alien species and more just like Mars vegetation. But regardless, we have all our alien crew on here. We have a whole bunch of neat looking weapons too. So our main arsenal this time is based around energy weapons, which are basically ion weapons that also do hull damage if they hit directly. We have a kernel weapon, which is basically a missile that has a higher chance of not taking any ammunition. We have a little beam here that's free and gives us a little bit of direct system damage. And we have a couple of things in reserve, likely going to be using this Elite Kernel Mark II because it shoots more shots but requires more power than the Charge Kernel, so we'll see exactly how it pans out once we get going. If we do want to bring this online in addition to our other one, we are going to need to put a lot of money into weapons control, and I don't know if that's going to be worth it for us now. So, we have a whole sector ahead of us here. We're in the kleptocracy capital, which means we're going to be dealing with slug ships throughout here. And that might be a bit of a problem for us because we don't really have a way to do anything with hacking. So, depending on how badly we get hacked, we'll see how it goes. Our crew has very little direct combat ability. We have a lot of plants. We have a lot of Zoltan. We have one human over here, so it might be a little tricky to be dealing with borders, but we do have some improved guns, so if we're not in direct combat with people, we do 30% extra damage, so we may be able to help that make up the difference. That said, we have a couple of special crew as well this time. In our team here, we have Redweed here has the ability to automatically heal themselves after they take some damage. So that's pretty neat. And anyone in the same room as them takes less damage from all sources. The one over here has the ability to give their buffs to the entire ship instead of just the same room. So we have a couple of interesting plants on board our ship already. That said, let's get jumping here and see what we can find, because there's a whole nebula ahead of us, so we'll might as well jump into it. It's going to take a lot of jumps to get over there at this rate. Hey, Ginger! I enjoyed watching your Multiverse playthrough last night, although I had to dip at the end because I had a feeling that it was going to get a little bit spoilery towards the end. Despite the unruly nature of the slugs, they have a devout sense of pride in their empire and the royal family. The Slug Elite here seems to take your intrusion into their territory as an insult and have decided to remove you from it. You've never seen the Kleptocracy homeworlds? Well, I guess there's a lot of areas, so the likelihood you're going to see any one of them is pretty low. Well, they want to fight us, but that should be fine, as long as they don't hack anything super important. What are they about to hack? The hacker cloak? That's kind of fine, honestly. They've got a couple of different weapons that could be problems, but I'm just going to hit the cloak button now if they're about to hack it anyway, so we might as well get the free charge. The drone will just sit there until the hacking module will sit there until the charge runs out, but that's okay. We might as well take the free charge time. So, we're auto-firing energy weapons on them, and then I think we're probably going to want to knock out... They don't have defense drones, surprisingly. We're going to probably try and knock out their weapons just so they can't ion us down so the drones can get in. And there we go. Spontoon Beam should be able to do a little bit of damage in here. Maybe not a ton, because it's not quite long enough to reach across a room fully. But we can make them less likely to want to cause us problems. And there goes our big laser. Okay.
Okay, I see no reason to lie right now. We're kinda screwed unless you let us go. We'll give you some junk if you agree.
No, these slugs want to explode, I think. That's the vibe they're giving me. If the original clairvoyants of centuries ago could see their descendants now fall into a ship like yours, they'd weep. Which, frankly, you don't mind. Got a better reward. 3 fuel, a missile, and 48 scrap, and it seems the cargo of the elite slug ship survived the fight. Inside is a functional weapon, which you bring back on board. An irradiation laser. What does that mean? What is this? A specialized laser that does high bio damage and cripples crew, but no system or hull damage. Okay, so it's basically just a crew vaporizer. 1 shield piercing. Slows people down. Puts breaches. 1 shot every 5 seconds. That's pretty cool, but I think at this point it's a little bit late for that. We're not really built for killing off the crew. We're kind of just built for vaporizing our foes very quickly. So let's keep jumping and see if we can find anything interesting in this nebula. Do we want to go over here or over here? Over here might be better. It gives us a little bit more of the edge, but this gives us more related jumps. So I think we'll go here for now. It appears a slug clairvoyant is defending this system. Spotting us as a Federation ship, they attack. There's some 2 nasty looking beams. I don't know what they are, but they don't look good. They're yellow, so they might both be radiation. They have another hacker coming at us. I think we're probably going to do the same thing we just did. They tried to mind control us in weapons, which is a little annoying. That's very annoying. They have actually dropped the hacking directly on our weapons system. So we don't want to let that happen. They also cloaked, though, so we're actually not going to get any charging out of this. We're going to have to send Borg to go heal. And unfortunately, that charge time means nothing because we're about to get hacked, so it's all going to get worn down. I didn't realize they were also cloaking, or I probably would have wanted to get out of there. Alright, we know that mind control is going to be a problem, as is their cloak, because we are not super well equipped to deal with that particular combination of weapons. We will have 4 shots coming from our artillery in a second here, but if they're about to get through our shields with those beams... No, we're okay. We may be in a bit of trouble. So let's just try and hit them a little bit. I don't know if it's likely to work, but if we hit them with that and that... we might get a shot or 2 through. There's a hit at least, so we can try and disable one of these systems. I think we should try and take the weapons out, or the hacking out rather, so they don't stop our weapons from working. They did cloak, unfortunately, just in time. Can hacking drones get shot? I don't know. They probably can. Most drones can. But we're about to get hacked anyway, so we're about to lose all of our current weapon charge. I wonder, if you get hacked with a charged up charge weapon, does it stay charged or does it lose the charges? I actually don't know. It probably loses the charges one by one. And there goes our ability to do anything about it. They got shots coming. We don't really need to dodge until they fire this, just to make sure these don't line up. But, well, they definitely aren't lining up right now, anyway. We actually kind of don't need to dodge now. They did blow up our radar, but they'll be unhacked very shortly. Yep, now we can get in there. We did hit the hacking. Very good. Now, unfortunately, while we did hit the hacking, the likelihood of us actually being able to, like, capitalize on that's not super high right now, although we did just get through. Oh, really? The one room we didn't hit there was the weapons? It's fine. Their weapons honestly aren't that scary. But at least if we can keep the hacking and the mind control down, we should be a little bit less likely to get pummeled here. So, I gotta remember not to leave the missile on auto-fire, because otherwise we're getting half the actual shots in exchange for the same amount of ammo. But, so far it's looking okay. They did get another hack on our engines, but that's fine. We shouldn't need that. That hacking is bad, though. They did manage to get everything repaired before we could fire again, so we lost our time there. Now, thankfully, since we did manage to do a good amount of ion on them, 2 of those shots are going to get through.
Please, please, you have bested us. Let us go, and we can make it worth your while. You might know slugs as tricksters, but when our back is against the wall, we can keep promises, too.
No, you can't. We're going to ignore their pleas. If there's anything that we do not trust the slugs to do here, it is keep their word. Excuse me. Alright, we are going to hopefully get through the shields here. No, we missed another shot. I guess we're just going to fire the charge kernel at the shields here to try and keep them down long enough to actually hurt them, because right now we are struggling a little bit to actually hit these guys. They've just cloaked out again, too. So we're going to be in another cycle of them hacking our weapons. Thankfully, it doesn't really hurt us when they do any of this, but also, like, come on. Come on, dude. Alright, this should be their death. We've got a 4 damage shot in here, and they got through with the artillery beam. Slug ship is no more. You scrap the wreckage, getting a missile, a drone part, and 35 scrap. Yeah, the government is literally called the kleptocracy. Exactly. Their whole system is about not being trustworthy and stealing everything. So, no, we're not going to trust them. I think we're going to bump our laser artillery up. Whether or not we actually keep it powered all the time remains to be seen, but I think having the ability to bump it up to 4 power will be really useful in situations like that. I'd really like to get a mind control so we can counter that, or maybe a hacking so we can counter that. One of those tools would be really useful for preventing enemies from disabling us as easily. And I think I'm going to hold on a little bit of money in case we find a shop for that reason. So, let's keep jumping around, I suppose. Apparently, we have, like, 11 jumps here, so we have plenty of time to scoot around the galaxy. But I don't know exactly where we're going to want to go yet. We want to try and find the interesting beacons, so we're trying to jump around a little faster. Hey, Fwiffo. It does indeed feel like it's been a while since I was making videos. The nebula at this beacon is cleared partially, revealing a massive slug pleasure barge. These ships are populated to the brim with slugs looking to have an enjoyable experience. Despite its size, the ship doesn't seem to wield any weapons at all. Well, this is probably a bad idea, but I seem to recall the pleasure barge was one of the things we were noted as being important here, so let's raid the barge. As you move into attack, a smaller ship escorting the barge moves in to defend. You must have missed them from behind the immense size of the barge, but a fight is now inevitable. This is a dangerous ship indeed, the Pleasure Protector. There you go. They have hacking and mind control as expected. They also have boarding? Interesting. Is there anything we can do here that's going to help us? I don't really think so. Let's just fight. They also have a cloak. I don't know what the purple beam means. I can't remember what purple is. So they have an ion weapon, a simple laser, and a beam of some kind. Depending on how dangerous this ion is, they may not be that bad at all, because we do have 2 Zoltan in our shield, so they can't take down all of our shields no matter what. The beam might still be a problem, though. I feel like that little flared forward part implies it can probably pierce 1 layer. Unfortunately, we do have a problem here. They did just mind control our captain and lock all the doors, so we currently have very little ability to move around our own ship. They really like hacking the doors as soon as we have anyone who needs to do boarding. It is remarkable how often this seems to happen. Alright, you want to come in there? Then I guess I'll come help you. We did just start the fires, though, which is terrible for the Orchid. No, it didn't start any fires. They tried, but it doesn't seem to have worked. Okay. I didn't mean to move our Engie off of this system, so that's wrong. Red Weed, you need to come over here and help. Unfortunately, our Orchid is getting beaten up because both of these guys have decided that they are still going to be fighting on the enemy's team. Let's get you out of there, get you to the medbay before you die. You are probably going to need to get out of the doors so that you don't get murdered in there. We do have a hack almost ready to go. Or rather, a cloak almost ready to go. But it doesn't seem like they're too much of a threat just yet because they fired out of sync. So that worked out for us. Unfortunately, our helm is burning, so the likelihood that we're going to be able to defend ourselves properly here is decreasing rapidly. We just about have everything ready to fire for an alpha strike on them, though, so let's let that finish charging. They're probably going to cloak before we can actually shoot it. No, you stay out. We're not going in there. Alright, the helm is burning and destroyed, so we don't love that for us. You two, I guess, need to get back to the med bay, and I should probably turn it on if we want to actually heal anybody. So, they've gone to destroy our doors now. As long as we can get in the med bay, we should be able to recover. I don't like having our two Zoltan here directly next to where they want to go, and we are asking for trouble right now. I think... yeah, we wasted some of our firepower there. I was hoping we could hold on to this until they cloak and then hit them on the next cycle. But I will spawn tune them now because they opened everything up, so why not? I think then we're going to want to try and hit them through these. Actually, hacking doesn't matter that much. I want to take the cloak out, but it might also be good to fry these rooms to stop them from mind controlling us again and limiting their ability to leave so we can try and remove these crew longer term. Unfortunately, our captain did just get locked in the doors, the only room on the ship we can't easily get out of. So we're going to have to try and get them going there. We're going to get you in here to start repairing that while this crew is healing, and they can no longer leave for now. We need to put those fires out. In fact, we're going to send Borg in here too. Oh! They just killed their own dude! Okay, that is a murder beam. They just killed their own dude. Let's get you out of there. Excuse me, you go in here. Our captain really needs to get out of that room, though, which is a bit of a problem for us now. I'm trying to send our Engie in here to heal, but it... oh, because the Rockman is trying to get out of that door, it doesn't let me put them in. That would explain that. Okay, understandable. This is nasty. We should be okay here, because the likelihood they actually get to hit us with that stuff is pretty low now. We're going to go ahead and fire all weapons on the shields, because we might as well aim at something. We're going to kernel their mind control again, because I don't want that to hit us while we're trying to recover from this. And we're going to bump some extra power into the artillery beam now. We are dying in here, and honestly I could just kill this guy, so just kill that guy. That was silly. I probably should have done that from the beginning. Alright, they are hurting a little bit now. Their weapons are all still online, but we do have the ability to dodge this barrage, which we are going to do now. So, let's stop those auto-firing, dodge for a second so we don't wind up getting hit harder. Our Rockman is suffocating to death, and they're stuck in there, which is pretty bad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them out in time, but we're going to try. Okay, they did make it out. Good. No one stay in there for now, please. They are destroyed. We made it. That was pretty nasty. Let's get in here and fix our helm before we run into any further problems. The escort ship has been defeated. We salvaged the remains before approaching the barge. We got a missile, a drone part, and 48 scrap, and... scans show the barge won't remain at this beacon for much longer, as its engines are already charging and it's attempting to flee. You won't have time to fight it here before it escapes. Well, thankfully, we have long-range scanners, so we can track their jump signatures. That's handy. You might not be able to fight it here, but you're able to lock onto the ship's jump signatures, and you'll be able to follow it with ease now. Alright, we're gonna chase those guys down. This is like, yeah, I don't know, like salmon almost. If you're talking about the color of the ship. Alright, you need to go around this way because there's no air in there. You can go in here, you can go in here and try and fix that. You need to get out of this room so I can get the other people who need healing in there. You fit in... Actually, I can just flash the healing, can't I? Oh no, because we have a breach, it won't go right away. Once the breach is fixed, though, they should basically heal up pretty fast. Like so. There we go. Okay, back to your stations, crew. That was a bit messy, but we did survive it. We gotta put power back into systems that need it, though, because right now things are a little bit all over the place. There we go. Okay, we have 136 scrap. We're chasing a pleasure barge. It is, in fact, directly next to us, so that's interesting. We could try and go to that store first and see if we can pick up a system. We have a couple things in the hull I'd like to sell, too. Hold, rather, not the hull. So let's jump to the Coalition store, and then we'll work our way back around. I think that'll probably be better for us, give us the chance to actually use the stuff we've got, and then maybe buy one of those systems I was talking about. Will the Coalition sell to us or not? Is this a fake-out? It seems the store beacon is broadcasting from within a nebula. We press further on, and there's a Coalition market here. As we could expect, they certainly aren't trading with us, a Federation ship, unless we can find some way to convince them. Well, I have a feeling that that's not going to work for us. We can try and talk to them, but we don't have any way to try and convince them to help. And, they do have some nasty-looking weapons on there, but let's give it a try. They have a mind control into hacking again. Let's try and talk with them. Maybe they'll be nice. We hail the station. Before we can even get a word out, their slug captain bursts out laughing. No. Alright, we expected that. It's fine. The problem here is not necessarily that we expected to be able to get on board. That is annoying, though. They keep mind-controlling the captain. This is why I want mind control protection. Alright, they're going for the doors again? Really? Yes, really. Man, they hate our doors for some reason. Alright, well, that's fine, honestly. I think what we're gonna do here is just try and deal with this guy. Let's send you in here, I guess. Oh, you can't get in there because the doors are all broken. Right. And thankfully, that did not set any fires. That would not have been ideal. Oh, it did set fires. Okay, get out of there. You're burning to death really fast. On the plus side, they also don't like being in the room because it's now on fire. So we're going to run you to the medbay real quick because I just burned you for no reason. He's going to try and get out. We're about to get smashed by some enemy weaponry, but if we cloak now, they won't be able to hit us. Alright, you beat him up. Actually, no. I kind of don't want you to beat him up. I want you to get in here and put those fires out so we can dodge properly again. Our cloaking is also taking damage, which implies that something hit it, or there's a... Is there an enemy in there? I didn't see what happened to that. Oh, yep, there was an enemy in there. Hello! That's bad. We're going to need to get them out of that room before they are dead. So the Trifid's Dispersal is probably going to be helpful here, because it'll give buffs to people in all the rooms. I don't know if it's going to help us actually survive that fight. But it seems I can basically keep it going all the time. If it's 20 seconds operating and 20 seconds cooldown. I maybe should have been doing that more. I didn't realize quite how fast it was. Alright, they are about to be dodging us, so we're just going to fire now and hit what we can before they can leave. I will save up long enough to charge up this second kernel rocket, though, because it's almost done. Let's hit weapons with that, I guess. Okay, we're hitting them, which is nice, but they are about to get those shield bars back before the Spontoon can do much. So I'm just going to hit it on the mind control and really quickly cross the line into shields to see if we can hit both of those rooms. But the mind control is the one I want to hit most. No, no good. It was a little too slow. Alright, we are still trying to get out of this room, which is looking a little bad. More shots are coming our way. We have a little bit less ability to properly dodge them now, but thankfully, the extra charge shot there does take out some of their firepower, and our barrage did hit them, so that should help too. Let's pump some extra power into here, and unfortunately, since doors are being hacked, I don't know what's going to happen to Wookiee now. Okay. They'll offer to trade.
Alright, you can stop now. Jeez, we'll trade with you. Relax.
That's actually what I wanted, so we'll take a 2 missile, 2 drone part, 18 scrap offer and open the store. The Coalition turns off its weapons. You're still wary of trading with them, but we don't have many other options. Alright, well, let's do something on board the ship. We're gonna perform a little task here. We're gonna repair the hull with drone parts, because we could buy some repairs, but we're not using drone parts at all, and that just heals us 7, which is pretty good. Okay. So, what are they selling? They got more lasers and ions and whatnot. We don't need any of that. We got crew, but we're good on crew for now at this point. They do have mind control and hacking, so I have to decide which one of those I actually want. I don't think we care about any of these pieces. So overall, that's exactly what I was hoping for. We're going to sell the heavy stunner, because I don't think I have the power to use that properly. And the rad laser, because at this point it's a little late for that. But with 211 scrap, we could buy either of these systems. The hacking is always powerful. I kind of want to try mind control, both to stop them from mind controlling our captain every single time they try and push the button. But also just because I don't know what it does, I don't know what its upgrades are, we've never actually used it. In theory we could buy both, but I don't know if we're going to have time to actually, like, invest in using both of them. Because if we look at our available power... Oh, I can't... Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, good, the store did come back. I was about to say, like, if they're not going to let us shop here after all that, I'd be annoyed. But, no, we're good. Okay, let's go fix the remainder of our damage here. But yeah, if we look at our actual available power, we only have 4 bars left to buy. So whatever we invest in, we have to make sure we can actually power it. Which may not be as easy as we would think. Because if we're buying 2 more systems, that's like 6 potential power bars that it wants. So, we'll see about that. We do have another breach in the hull here to fix, but hopefully that won't take too long for our NG crew. Lovely. And back to stations for you. Now, what do I want most? I think we're going to buy the mind control just because I've never used it. It's not probably going to be incredible for us because we don't actually have anything that like synergizes with making the crew kill each other. But it'll help us be a defensive tool, might give us some interesting events. Haven't seen it before, so let's buy that one. It is our final system slot because we already have the artillery and the cloaking. That's a good point. Yeah, let's give it a shot. I haven't used it before. And it looks like they tried to make it more powerful in this one anyway, so I'm curious to see how it feels. Now, we've got that there. We can get control of an enemy for 28 seconds. They get extra health, and they do more damage if we level it up all the way. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure this isn't a manned station, though, right? No, you don't need to have anybody in there. Okay, what are the upgrades for it like? I don't know what the internal upgrades on mind control are. Cerebral overcharge. While mind control is powered, allied crew gain 15% repair and combat damage and healing speed. Weird. So when we're mind controlling someone else, our crew get a buff? Yeah, that's why I partly wanted it annihilated, so we can turn off enemy mind controls. That was specifically what I was talking about. Tinfoil array. Oh, well, it's powered. That is interesting. You just have to have power in the system. Your crew just all get better at healing, damaging, and fixing things? That's pretty cool. What is the other one here? Mind control gives us tinfoil array, which gives us complete mind control immunity and adjacent vision on any ship while the mind control is fully powered. That's also really good. Huh. What's the last one? Neural kill switch. Enemy crew you control gain the kill switch ability, allowing you to damage them once for 45 health while you control them. So you can just, like, make them stab each other. Or stab themselves, rather, while they're stabbing each other. That sounds pretty good for crew killing. The other two sound much more defensive. Very interesting. And these both require you to have higher level upgrades. That's mind control level 3, and the first one's level 2. What have I been doing in the last 6 years? Working, mostly. I work in a tech company. So, I've been working full-time for a long time. Okay, well, we need to upgrade this thing anyway. So, we have 146 scrap in the bank. Let's go ahead and bump this at least up to level 2 and put a power bar in it. Now, being better at everything also sounds really good. We're bad at fighting, so getting another 15% fighting ability, getting the extra repair speed, that all seems like it's probably a pretty valuable upgrade for us right now. Anything that helps us not get overrun here seems pretty good, because we don't really have a great combat team. If we save up a little bit more, we can get the tinfoil array, which sounds like it's kind of what I was hoping for, but I honestly don't know if it matters, because we're mostly planning to use this defensively anyway, and they can only mind control one person at a time no matter what. So I think Cerebral Overcharge is actually going to give us some immediate benefit, so we're going to take that now. And that way, we are looking pretty good. We have a little bit of money left. I might invest a little bit more in power so we could run all of these systems simultaneously. Cerebral Overcharge pairs nicely with Medbot Dispersal. Does that also give buffs? I don't know what that one actually does in this. I don't think I've looked at it. Recently anyway. Oh, wrong one. Medbay. Medbot Dispersal. Ah, crew heal anywhere on the ship at 25% speed, but they get additional speed because there's Cerebral Overcharge in effect, so it's like 37%. That makes sense. Thank you very much for the subscription, Bluey. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. We've invested in a bunch of things here. Medbot Dispersal, I always forget that all these upgrades exist. Medbot Dispersal might be what we want instead of a power bar right now, because, again, we're trying to deal with borders. That's the thing that we're bad at fighting off, and having constant healing would really help to counterbalance that disadvantage. So sure, let's grab that one too. This is the kind of thing that will help us survive. Because right now, firepower-wise, we're pretty good. It's just getting run over that's causing us problems. When we get boarded and hacked and mind-controlled, everything goes wrong. So this should help prevent that from being quite such a common occurrence. Let's jump and chase down that barge. You wish you remembered fire extinguishers and breach sealant more? Yeah, they're pretty powerful, generic, like, problem removers. Several somber slug ships are departing from a barren planet. It doesn't look particularly habitable, but your computer informs you the planet is used as burial place for prior slug kings and other members of the slug royal family. That just sounds like a bad idea. I don't want to go and do that. We're gonna get murdered by traps. We ignore the graves. We do something on board the ship, though. Well, we can't do a salvage mission because we did when we first arrived. That's right. I could repair the hull again, but I want to keep a couple of drone parts in case we need them for something else. So I guess we'll do nothing for now. And yeah, fire extinguishers is also something I've been considering on our ship because we have so many plants. It's not as high a priority because we have other crew who can go help deal with it. We have a good vent access to most of our rooms if we have to, but it could be nice just to make sure that our poor fire-vulnerable plants don't get immediately annihilated. Let's jump after that pleasure barge, though, and see what it's all about. This time we've tracked down the barge again, and it has no escort. It is completely unprotected, save for its teleporter system. Well, good thing we got some boarding defenses. We're going to attack and finish them off. We approach the barge and prepare to finish it off once and for all. Well, we could do some last-minute checkups, but there's nothing to do, so we're going to fight them. Where are they? Where did they go? They have no weapons, so they're probably going to be trying to run away. They're in here? Ah, they do have a boarding drone on the way, which is a little bit annoying. I guess I'm going to cloak out so we don't have to deal with that yet, because it looks like it's coming straight for weapons or shields. And I don't really want it in either of those rooms. So, let's go ahead and cloak out now, I suppose. These guys, we could try and go intercept them, but I think I'm going to let them into this room and then just suffocate them in there for a minute. Now, ideally, we could try and hit them with the charge kernel in the drone control to stop this guy from being able to hit us once the cloak wears off. Both shots missed. Okay, not ideal. Not ideal. Let's test this again. If we hit the dispersal button... Oh, it actually went for cloaking. I'm kind of surprised. I thought it was going to be going for something much worse than that for us. Let's go ahead and blast them in the shields, though. I actually don't even know if I care enough to go try and stop them. Their evasion is actually incredible. Okay, good to know. Let's turn off the auto-fire on the charge kernel so we're not wasting shots. They do have a border in there, which I may need to try and go deal with. These guys look like they either died or went home. Probably went home. Someone else boarded us on this side. So we're just going to suffocate them out. The cloaking actually doesn't really matter anymore, because all they have on board the ship here is one drone and nothing else that we need to dodge. So I'm kind of okay with just letting them beat it up for a minute. What we do need is to try and pummel these shields down with ion so they can't keep evading us, and we can actually hit them somewhere meaningful. I'm going to save the rest of our missiles until we get something good in there, because right now it's not quite working out as we might want. There we go. Alright, Spontoon, you're going to hit them in the helm, please. Stop them from dodging so frequently. Alright, we've hit. It looks like some of the crew have left. We may need to be careful if we don't want to blow the ship up. As we continue our assault on the barge, we notice several life pods dispersing from the vessel. It appears the civilians are attempting to escape. Meanwhile, the pleasure barge begins to charge its engines. Well, we could go pick up the pods, but that's just going to be slug crew that we don't have room or need for. I think we just keep shooting them. I don't know what the right answer here is, because there's probably some important slugs we could grab if we grab the pods, but there might be something more valuable we can get if we can take out the ship. I don't know which one's the right answer, but we're going to keep shooting. Because we don't actually need the crew right now. Receive a hail from the captain of the pleasure barge.
Please, there are so many innocent people on this ship. I will give you everything. Just do not kill us.
I do like this, though. We can say, like, yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll take 2 fuel, drone part, and 48 scrap. Or, your offer does not interest us. Is this the best you can do? And that's very funny to me, so I need to click that one here.
Okay, I said I will give you everything. I will serve on your ship. How does that sound?
Well, I already said we don't want crew, so you have to think bigger, grander. Think of what's at stake.
Fine! Take the entire ship, I don't care! Just let us all go!
Now that's an offer we can't refuse. The rest of the civilians clear out of the pleasure barge. You raise the interior, salvaging as much as you can. It'd be a shame to let the ship go to waste. You reprogram the ship's FTL drive to direct the ship back to the nearest Federation base, where it will be scanned and rebuilt for future multiverse travelers. 4 missiles, 2 drone parts, 23 scrap, and a butler drone. There you go. And apparently we stole their pleasure barge, so that's fun. This has still got a hole in it, so let's send our crew in there to go deal with that problem. Nice and easy. Alright. I guess I need to keep the medbay actually powered if I want to take advantage of the medbot dispersal, though. Because I don't think it actually does anything unless the system's turned on. And I want to double check something as well. Is the mind control, say, fully powered for this? I can't actually check it now, can I? The most foul cruiser in existence is now in our hangar. Your condolences? Hey, listen. This is what we signed up for. Let's close all those other doors. We can't actually see what the state of the rest of our ship is internally, but I'm pretty sure everything else was just teleporting in, so it doesn't actually matter. Now, we didn't actually get much money, so we can't do much else, and we're just gonna roll on. Cerebral is just any power? Okay, good. I was pretty sure Tinfoil Hat said full power, and Cerebral was just while powered. But I couldn't really remember for sure. So we still have 8 jumps to go here. We could basically do like a... That's an ion storm, no thank you. Do like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That seems pretty good. Let's tour around and see what they got. We arrived to find a small slug repair station.
Greetings, traveler. Care for a fix-up? We could easily patch up some of that damage.
We actually don't really need it. We don't have any money either, so we're just gonna say no.
Too bad. Trust is a rare commodity these days.
We prepared a jump, but that's fine. We can't do anything else here anyway, so we'll keep jumping. What's this one? Is it an asteroid? It's another ion storm. Ew. Well, we're gonna go to that one, I guess. There's a planet-side ASB. Oh, that's right. I think we're actually going to have more jumps, too, because every one is like 75% of the predicted jump distance. That's fine. Whatever. Let's keep jumping and see how far we get. The nearby nebula has been polluted with remains of slug ships of all kinds. In the center of the wreckage is a single elite rock ship, the lone survivor of what must have been a terrible battle. The Inquisition Destroyer. Well, let's say hello. The Rockmen explain that they've come to avenge their fallen brothers from the Slug expansion wars. They've been hunting slugs in this nebula for some time now, but one ship has managed to evade their capture so far. They hope you may be able to track the slugs down, and if you succeed, there'll be a reward waiting for you. Yeah, okay, well, we're here to murder slugs, so give us the slug murder option. Despite the Slug expansion wars having happened over 5 years ago and having been resolved in a truce between the slugs and Rockmen, you're more than willing to do the Rockmen's dirty work if it means you get some scrap out of it. Where is our beacon? Oh, perfect. That's where we were going anyway. Let's jump into the ion storm here and see how bad that is for us. It's bad. The slug ship that descends into view as you enter the ion storm must have sensed your distress. Evasive action. Alright. Can't do anything about this. We have not fought in here for a while, so they actually look like they're not going to be super weapons dangerous either. We'll see if that is actually true or not, but so far it looks good to me. We do need to have a little bit of power in the shields, though, just to make sure that this combo doesn't beam through us if it can be turned on. The energy is probably enough, honestly. That and the spontoon and the artillery should be enough to take them out. They've boarded us. That should be fine. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Open the internal doors so we can rely on the power of our delightful plant energy. We're going to hit the dispersal button so we get buffed in all ways. Does this pierce? It misses, in fact. They don't have a clone bay, so they can't do anything about the fact that we're absolutely murdering those guys. Wild. We did get mind controlled over here, but I'm just going to take power out of the med bay now, send people back to stations, turn on our mind control and counter mind control. Nice try. We're holding on to the potential to get out of here if we need to, but I don't know how likely we're going to need to cloak out. This is also a laser. For some reason I thought it was a beam, but it most certainly is not. Let's go ahead and hit them across these rooms for now. Doesn't really make a big difference yet, but I think it might help. I'm going to put the power in the artillery beam instead of cloaking, because I think that's actually going to be better for us. Speed that up, hit them harder and faster. Alright.
Dear gods, I did not expect this! I applaud you for the surprise. Now let us go!
That's a pretty decent reward, honestly. 38 scrap is probably more than we're gonna get, but we're gonna ignore their pleas and blow them up, because they had the audacity to attack us in here. This one's gonna hit something. That's fine, though. It didn't do any damage. Presumably that's a crew radiation laser. I'm pretty sure that's what pink is. Alright, these guys are toast, they just don't know it yet. And they are now knowing it. Could have done the counter mind control there, but we didn't need to. And we actually got a better reward. I'm kind of surprised. At last, the traitorous Nebula Dwellers have been silenced. We scrapped the ship, getting 3 fuel, a drone part, and 41 more scrap. Not bad. I think we're probably going to want to buy some power. That's kind of a problem for us right now, especially given that we're stuck in this nebula. But we'll deal. Alright, jump to the quest beacon. We are going to start with nothing powered, so that's going to be annoying. Before we do that then, let's just power the shields up all the way so they're properly charged when we start. And let's go turn... Actually, we can leave the oxygen off. We have a lot of plants. Unless we get boarded, then we'll need to close the doors, but for now it'll be fine. We do have a merchant here, so I maybe should have saved our money, but you know what? It's fine. Quest beacon it is. We spot the slug ship in question, slinking away into the nebula. We're not sure if they noticed us, so we're going to follow them. The slugs try to desperately shake you, but we won't relent. At last, they give up and hail us.
Those filthy rocks sent you, didn't they? Please, we'll pay you. Just let us live.
No, we're here to murder slugs. We aren't letting the slugs go without a fight. And we do nothing. We need to power up all our systems, though, because everything is broken right now. There we go. Those are some big-looking lasers. I don't know what they are, but they're big. Like really heavy hull lasers, maybe? I don't love it. They don't have mind control or hacking, which means they're probably big weapons and probably high evasion, too. But that should be fine. The little radiation zapper isn't a problem. It's these guns that are actually worrying. But thankfully, since they're the same, they should be on the same firing timing. So we should be able to dodge them all simultaneously. Yep, time to dodge. That is a lot of lasers, and I don't love it. Alright, we're just about charged up here. Good to see. Let's charge Colonel in their weapons to see if we can slow them down a little bit, put the energies on the shields here, and blast through them. Well, they did in fact have pretty decent evasion. Let's spontoon into the weapons again. That'll do. That'll mess with their timing also, and now we pummel them with the artillery. Since we don't need power here, let's speed up the artillery for future shots. Turn off our charge kernel so we're not wasting hits here. Incredible hit on them while they're... Oh, I guess it's pretty decent odds, actually, because piloting was destroyed. Saying, great to see a hit on them while they're cloaking, but it's kind of more to be expected than otherwise. They are probably going to get all their shields back, though, which is sad for us, because that's a pretty long cloak. They also got most of their weapons back online, too. Let's go ahead and cloak out that barrage. Can we hit them? Yeah, they're not getting anything back. These guys are dead. Perfect. The slug ship breaks apart, and we salvage 2 missiles, a drone part, and 22 scrap. And when we contact the Rockmen, we jump as the Rockmen comes out of its hiding place in the nebula before we can even contact them.
Excellent work. You've made Rockkind proud. Payments in order as promised.
2 fuel, 2 missiles, 38 scrap, and a burst laser Mark II. Well, we're not going to be using that laser. Most likely. But I never did look at this either. The slugs rebuilt an anti-personnel drone to serve their own special purposes while still keeping its combat functionality. Periodic ability. Blasts loud music, stunning hostiles for 8 seconds. Love it. Love it. The burst is a classic 3 shots for 2 power. We could try and bring it online, but I have a feeling we're not going to need it. We'll see, though. We have a little bit of money to hold on to, because we're heading into a shop now, though, so let's see what Sylvan here wants us to do. Or has for us. You know what I mean.
Stranger, stranger, I see we meet again!
The merchant sticks out his tentacle, showing off several things he's stashed in his coat. Apparently, Sylvan has a story he wants to tell. Tell me the story, Sylvan.
All right, stranger. Have you ever heard the tale of the weapon pre-igniter? It was a powerful augment first built by Jackson Newman, a citizen of Antiquum Terre during the Human Mantis War. Not too long after the Multiverse Wars, this tech was banned for being too powerful, too unstable, too deadly. It's nigh impossible to find one anymore, and trust me, I've tried.
Sylvan trains off for a moment as if to build suspense.
But you see, stranger, Jackson Newman didn't actually invent this. He stole it. And from who? Why, a mysterious and ancient race. I know little about them, but from the legends they were called the Obelisk, and used to rule the galaxies abroad. Exciting stuff, eh? Don't know what happened to these Obelisk fellows, but I do know that remnants of them remain around the galaxy. I heard a man in the pub say something about a ruin not too far from here that could even contain the pre-igniter tech I'm looking for. Now, I tell you what, stranger. Just before this, I was about to head there and grab it for myself, but then you showed up. If you take just one glance at my ship, you know well I don't need that silly augment. I think you might find it more useful, so if you're interested, I can hand over the coordinates.
Sure.
Good luck, stranger. Bountiful pickings.
Quest marker in the next sector. Let's see what they're offering. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sylvan's ship is ridiculous. It's got 6 guns on it. It's got like 6, 7 shield bubbles. It's got a big purple shield. It's got all the systems you could possibly want. Sylvan is here to kill things.
As a renegade yourself, you surely know just how useful garbage is on your own ship. Yes, I'm selling you garbage. Don't be mad.
Alright, what is this? The Old Burst Mark II? Has more shots per charge, but worse aim. It's got the same number of shots per charge, honestly. It's still 3. Old Pegasus. Lots of poor aim shots here. The Nephthys mine launcher? Weapon doesn't require missiles like normal mine launchers, but charges slower, requires fewer projectiles per shot, and can only fire a limited number of times each fight. Also serves as an efficient way to lay traps for the fleet. 1 fleet delay for 3 missiles is not nothing. We have a flak charger. It's only 3 shots per charge, which doesn't seem that exciting. An electrified flak gun, so ion flak, and a flak gun Mark III. Lots of interesting weapons in there, but I don't know if we need any of them. On the plus side, we don't need the butler. A little bit of extra money there. I guess the question here is, which of these do I want to try and keep? I think, honestly, I'd probably rather have... I don't know. I was going to say, like, the laser's not bad. It gives us a little bit of extra punch. But this doesn't really synergize with our energy weapons at all. It just gives us some damage once they're down. Whereas this lets us hit them while we're trying to get the damage down. So I think it's probably still better than the Burst Laser Mark II. Mark II is powerful. It just doesn't do what we need right now. So I'm going to sell that one. And I don't think we need any of these. So let's just go ahead and leave then. There's a very long-winded way of saying there might be a weapon pre-igniter over there. It had a little bit of lore. Obelisks we've never heard of before. They might be relevant. So there's some other bits and pieces here. We'll see what happens with them. But, first of all, let's get our crew healed up. Thank you. And we have 150 scrap. What do I want to spend it on? As we were saying before, if we want to get the weapons buffed up, it's going to take a lot of money. I think we might save up for more shields now. Getting that 4th shield bubble would be really nice, and would just about take all of the energy we have loose laying around. We can shuffle things around in here pretty easily, because we don't need the oxygen if the doors are open, etc. But I think for now, let's just do a little bit more hopping and find out what we can see. Distress beacon it is. We find a slug vessel broadcasting the distress signal and contact them.
Ah, yes. We're having problems with our oxygen generation unit. Perhaps your crew can assist in repairs?
No, we're not here to help slugs. We ignore them. We know better than to trust slugs. We cut communication and prepare to jump. Okay, nothing to do. That's fine. We don't trust them anyway. We don't have a way to get our crew back if we send them over there and then it's a trap of some kind. We could go here. Anti-ship battery might chip a bit of damage off us, but we have a bunch of jumps that are going to be wasted at this point, so let's go over here. Yeah, the O2's green. Exactly, right, Ginger? It's not even damaged. It just seems like a trap, so I don't trust it. Slugs might be known for being shifty cowards, but the ship here has not taken your violent entrance to the sector well and intends to do something about it by killing you. Well, good luck. That's a fancy-looking drone. Don't know what it is, but it's fancy. Looks like it's just a really fast combat drone. Alright, we're not going to need the mind control here because they don't have one, so I guess I'll put that spare power bar into medbay in case someone takes damage. We're going to let ourselves charge up all the way here. I think we're probably going to dodge shortly. Let's go ahead and hit their weapons so that they can't ion us out, and then we'll start the barrage here on their main systems. That's looking pretty good. Spontoon, let's fire you through the helm so they can't decide to leave. And I think what we're going to do is we're starting to take some ion hits here, so I'm going to de-auto-fire all of these things. And we're just going to cloak out for a minute here. Not quite what I was hoping for, because we did still fire the artillery, but that's fine. They missed us with the anti-ship battery, and we're recharging our shields now. So let's go ahead and energy 2 hit them here. Once the energy charge is fired up, we'll fire that in as well, and now we can continue to cook them. Goodbye, clairvoyant rigor. We gathered the remains of the reinforcements, though we can't stay long because of the ASB. That's a weird way of saying we gather the rest of the scrap, but 2 fuel, 1 missile, 43 scrap, we'll take it. And we're going to leave. Exit beacon time. Long-range beacon is almost hidden within the nebula. When the FTL drive is charged, we can jump to the next sector. Let's explore, since there's nothing we can do on board the ship here. A Federation ship is exploring the nebula here. A friendly face! It's dangerous to go alone! Take this! The nearby Federation vessel dispenses a weapon for our aid. It's a conservative laser. Let's thank them, I guess. We're not going to fight them. And there's nothing else to do on board the ship, because the only other thing we can do is repair, so we're not going to do that. Conservative laser is a no-power weapon like our Spontoon. It's an 18-second 2-shot weapon. I think this is no good, really. Spontoon is much better for our purposes. Attack them for the insult. Listen, we're not trying to be mean to the Federation. We're going to have one of these runs soon where we just go around murdering all our allies just to see what happens. But that's not this run. Next sector it is. We have the hunting grounds or the rebel stronghold. Well, I feel like we've got to go to the rebel stronghold. That sounds like a problem. I don't know what the hunting grounds is. It's green, so it's probably like the friendly Mantis homeworlds. But I want to go to the rebel stronghold. That sounds like a bad time. We've entered hyperspeed. We catch a brief glimpse of what we think might be another ship in hyperspeed as well, but they quickly pass by. We have no options. We proceed to the rebel stronghold. What a surprise! The rebel threat level is critically high. I never would have guessed. The locations of interest are rebel hangars. Okay. This sector is in the very center of rebel space and is a prime spot for the most prominent rebel operations. If you had any hopes of seeing a friendly face from the Federation here, stifle it immediately. Only a fool could dream something like that here. Exit hyperspeed. That's fun. You've arrived at the rebel stronghold. This is a very dangerous place for you to be. Make sure your weapons are always prepared and get out as fast as you can. It is immediately fleet pursuit doubled. And we're immediately fighting a guard ace too. 5 shields on this thing. It has a rocket flagship weapon. An MFK ace guard is protecting the entrance beacon, and several giant fleet ships are stationed in the distance. Doesn't take too long for them to notice you or for the guard to attack. We lock our weapons onto the guard and move into attack. Alright, let's do it. Scans show the guard has sent a request for backup from an ASB defense system. We can't do anything about that either. This is nasty. This is exactly the kind of badness I was anticipating, to be fair. It did look like this was going to be a you go here and get annihilated kind of sector, so let's see what they've got. They have ace crew, who are double damage to crew combat and 1.5 times sabotage. Great. They're only sending 1, which is perfect. Because now, they have sent us none. Ah, they attacked the wrong one. Alright, they have a lot of nasty crew on board here, and they're probably going to be sending more of them soon. Let's get this all charged up so we can hopefully hit them. We are going to be trying to dodge this salvo when ideally both of these fire, but we'll see what the timing looks like. Alright, weapons are ready. Let's get them firing on shields. Let's hit the rocket system, because I don't really want to get hit by that thing as much as I can avoid it. It is only a single rocket. I would love to be able to fire the spontoon before I cloak, but I don't know where the missile is. There it is. Oh, it's a bunch. Okay, no, it's a couple of them. Let's just cloak to be safe. Actually, no, I can spontoon and then cloak. We're in a good position for that. Surprisingly enough. What do I want to hit? I kind of don't want them boarding us, but I don't think I can stop them. Hit that cloak, please. Oh, they hit us anyway. That's annoying. Alright, let's get you to go repair this, please. They're still killing each other, which is nice. They actually do have a broken teleporter now, so that's very good. These guys should be toast shortly. We just need to get a couple more hits in before we can actually clear them. Stop the charge, Colonel, so we don't waste too much of our ammo. This guy is going to die before he has a chance to do anything about it, which is excellent for us. Big laser barrage coming, which is probably going to time well with this beam, but not if they're dead. Oh, they got us for 3, but they're dead. Oh, 5! Nasty. But on the plus side, they're also dead, so we'll deal with it. Let's get some crew in here. Oh no, that ASB's coming. We can't do that. Let's send both plants in here then for now. Send you in to fix the oxygen. Close this door. Because I would really like the ace to be off the ship before we go further. We've defeated the MFK Ace Guard. Whatever might have been in their cargo has for certain been destroyed. We can at least salvage some supplies from the ship, getting 2 fuel, 2 missiles, and 57 scrap. Oh. That's not what I expected to have happen. What happened? They left! Killing the guard has no doubt caused them to dispatch reinforcements to track us down. But, like, the ASB is gone. Great. I mean, that's good for us. Let's perform a salvage operation. I'm actually going to repair the hull, because we just took a lot of damage, and I don't know how likely we are to actually get stores here, so let's use 7 drone parts for some more repairs. Basically counterbalance the damage we took there. Okay. Let's get you in here, and you in here. Fix things up for us, and get back to crew positions. Okay. Open the internal doors. I don't know why they left us alone, but I am okay with it. Let's get those shields online now, thank you. Okay. What are we looking at? We have a quest beacon over there, which is where they think a weapon pre-igniter is. We're looking for the rebel strongholds, but they're going to be probably moving really fast. MFK aces are supposed to be the literal best of the best. Big anime antagonist energy. Oh yeah, they had a flagship weapon on them. Clearly, they're supposed to be the big deals. Let's keep jumping though and see if we can figure out if they're actually going to be double accelerating us the whole time. Because if they are, it's going to be hard to get anything done here. We find an automated sensor station at this beacon, protected by a singular auto ship patrolling around it. Well, sensor station would actually be great right now, so let's go get some sensor data. You prepare to fight. Interesting arsenal. I'm guessing it's got pretty good evasion, because it has surprisingly few systems. Big guns, big shields, big engines, I'm guessing. We don't need the mind control here, so let's go ahead and power up these systems for now. The missile, I guess, will dodge. It's probably going to be a pretty fast-firing one. It doesn't look like a big system. So, I think what I'm going to try and do is just for the curiosity of it, there goes the missile, we're going to hit here, here, and try and hit the helm with the charge kernel. We're going to dodge this. Oh yeah, they're going to be a bit of a pain to hit, aren't they? But we can do a little bit more helm damage to them. And if we keep spamming, we will be in a good spot before too long. Okay, helm is down, which means this guy is going to be dead very quickly. Very quickly indeed. Okay. They did get another missile off, which does hit us, but it only does 1 damage, and they are now dead. Good try there, Auto-Destroyer. We access the recent scans from the unguarded station. We get the map data and 25 scrap. That is what I wanted. So, we need 5 more scrap to be able to get that. Dynasty? Location of a Dynasty forward outpost. I kind of can't get there. It's too far now. Well, we kind of could get there, actually. I don't know what it'll do for us. But 1 jump, 2 jumps would mean we'd have time to get out. Let's go find out what the Dynasty Beacon means, because I don't know what that is. Some distress beacons and a rebel store. Let's go check out what's over here. A small damaged colony lies in the distance. It appears to have been once under rebel control, but the colonists revolted and broke free. Receive a hail from the colony, marked as urgent. I'm a little worried this is going to take too much time and that beacon's going to get overrun. Let's respond.
A Federation ship? Here in the rebel stronghold? Here, before us, in our time of most dire need? This truly is our lucky day. As you can see, we've recently broken free from our rebel oppressor, but it was not without loss. The rebels took some of us as prisoners and are transporting them back to one of their high-security containment facilities. We don't have the manpower to save them, but maybe you can? All you need to do is intercept the jailer ship. We placed a tracking beacon on it before it got away, so finding it won't be difficult.
Alright, let's try. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but we'll give it a shot. Like, the odds that we can save the people? Pretty low. The odds that we can blow the ship up? Pretty high. Let's agree to track down the jailer.
Oh, thank you. I knew we could count on the Federation.
Well, don't count your chickens before they've hatched. Quest beacon is over there. Okay, let's jump at the Dynasty beacon and see what this does. For what reason is this beacon marked as important? As soon as you jump in, it's clear. A dynasty outpost has been established here, and the beacon marker was a warning for ships to stay away. Somehow, they haven't spotted you. Yet. Well, that looks like we're gonna blow up this station. Then I got a cloaking and some big guns. Let's engage the outpost. If the dynasty is watching this sector, chances are they've already collected a ton of data, and data in any form is valuable to us. Oh, is this just another map data one? I don't want map data. I want your money, not your map. Alright, they got a big energy charger, just like we do. They've got a precision beam, pinpoint of some kind, then a basic laser. Little one. This shouldn't be that bad. Presumably, as long as we don't let them charge up too much ion on us, they won't really be able to be a problem, so we can hold our cloak until we need to turn off some ion hits. Because, like, 3 hits wouldn't matter anyway. But we can save it and dodge them if it is going to be relevant. In the meantime, let's see how good their evasion is. And do I want to blow up anything on their ship as a priority? I guess we'll fire one shot into the cloak, because I'd rather they not keep dodging us like that. And let's do one more shot into the cloak and across those 4 rooms. Alright, they're looking like they are in trouble. Oh, they get to live! 1 turn longer. One little salvo. The outpost has fallen. This definitely won't please the dynasty, but what are they going to do about it? We get 2 fuel, a drone part, and 50 scrap. Looks like one of the station's terminals survived, a black box of sorts. It contains heavily detailed map data for this sector and predictions of the rebel fleet progress. This will help greatly. Oh, it's a fleet delay. That's way better than map data. That's great. Alright, we need a little bit more power still, so let's buy our last power bar. And just for fun, let's upgrade our sensors too. Now we can actually try and use all of our equipment. Excuse me, take power out of the oxygen. We can use all of our equipment. Now we gotta keep jumping because there's lots to get to here. Rebel elites are usually only seen in the Rebel fleet, but it seems one of their ships is protecting this beacon. A fight is inevitable. They have an elite assault ship here with a big rocket and a bunch of other problems. They have boarding crew, they have... I think those are just rebels, not aces. Let's do nothing, and yeah, they're boarding us. They got 2 different kinds of rocket launchers. I think it's a swarm missile and a regular missile. Looks like they're charging at about the same speed, but not quite identical. You guys are just soldiers, which means you're good at crew combat, unfortunately, which means welcome to the team. And now you're gonna stand here, so they can go fight each other. Can I come bring another person in? No, he counts as being on our team, so I can't add an additional crew member in there. But that's fine. Let's activate the Triffid Dispersal. There we go. So now we get buffs and they get debuffs. I think I want to take a power out of this so we don't mess up our ability overlaps. They're going to be trying to send more crew over here to board us, which means I might want to hit the cloak so we can properly charge up our weapons, but I'd rather dodge those missiles. If we can. Burst is fine. It's the missile that I don't really want to get hit by. Let's go ahead and cloak that. The other one's charging up, so it's going to be more of a problem if it gets to the point where it gets to fire. But at this point, I think we're just going to deal with that as it gets there. You, my friend, are going to go stand over here, I think. And we're going to give you some nice air removal before you get there. We got some more crew coming this way. Okay, let's send our crew in to help fight. Spontoon's ready to fire. More missiles coming. That's a bit of unfortunate timing. I was... probably could have done something about that had I been a little bit faster. But I was a little preoccupied with our guys on our ship. And there it goes. It's offline now. Hopefully these don't all hit us. One hits us. That's okay. Alright, he can go sit in there and suffocate for a minute. I'm sure he'll enjoy that. These guys have decided they don't want to fight the Helm, which is great for us. Dispersal is still charging. Okay, so I see. The dispersal recharge timer doesn't start until the currently active charging ends. That is good to know. Oh, you're coming over here? Where are you guys going? Where are you guys going? Let's just close some doors and make them regret their decisions. Now, these guys are basically dead already. They have 1 health, and soon they have none health. We've defeated the Rebel Elite, which is no easy task. It's not enough to impact the fleet, but it's still a great victory. There's 2 fuel, a missile, a drone part, and 54 scrap, which is a nice reward, and a halberd beam. Ooh. We can't use it meaningfully, but, like, nice. I'll take it. They realized they made a mistake, unfortunately, a little too late. Let's close those external doors, open those internal doors, and power up the O2 just to really speed that thing up. Alright. We have 79 scrap. There's a bunch of things we could be trying to buy. I think one of the ones that I'm most interested in getting at this point, if we're just trying to get a little upgrade now, is in the internal upgrades systems, we have the ability to grab some of these. And the onboard tech for extinguishers might be the most valuable one for us right now, just because our crew is really bad at putting out fires. Respirators don't really matter. We have a lot of oxygen production. None of the rest of these things seem like they're a huge deal, but not having all our plants catch fire and die would be great. So let's buy this. It's expensive, but we are kind of particularly prone to needing it. Let's power up the medbay real quick, pump people's health back up, and we're looking pretty again. As far as next steps upgrades, I'm kind of tempted to buy some, like, super doors to really help control the border situation, because I'm still a little worried about the first stage of the flagship when they send us 1,000 guys. So, getting super blast doors would probably be fun. Other than that, we might be getting some more mind control options. I don't know if we want to try and get the cloaking up beyond level 2, but I might grab the stealth weapons augment because we do want to keep firing our energy charges every 5 seconds. And we don't want to miss 2 shots because we're cloaking and don't want to burn the cloak earlier during the final flagship barrages. So, we'll have to consider about that. Either way, let's keep jumping. We got lots more ground to cover. Distress beacon, here we come. The distress signal of this beacon is coming from a rebel ship. Evacuate this region! We spotted a horrifying Mantis renegade armed with a full array of bombs! They stop abruptly upon detecting your ship. We might be able to take this one. Battle stations! Unfortunately, you chose wrong. You chose very wrong, my friend. They have a flak, some kind of beam, and a heavy laser. They don't yet know how wrong they are. But they soon will. It's a little pinpoint zapper, but I'm assuming it can't get through 4 shield bubbles, so we're probably fine until it fires the flak, which is what I'm assuming we're going to be dodging. Now, we're going to go ahead and energy charge them in the shields. We're going to energy charge them in the shields. We're going to charge kernel them in... Does it matter? Cloaking, I think? And just for fun, let's mind control their captain. They did fire the flak, so let's go ahead and cloak. And let's... no, let's wait. Wait on this pontoon until we get that shield bar down. Okay. We also got a breach in the cloaking, which is delightful. power up the artillery all the way.
Okay, you win. Command will never forgive us for letting you go, but at least we'll be alive to see ourselves dismissed. We accept our surrender?
Of course not. We refuse to spare them. And they're dead. Good fight. The fiery red of the explosions complements the orange hull of the rebel ship. Satisfied with our handiwork, we scrap their ship. 1 missile, 1 drone part, 35 scrap. Alright, it'll do. It's nothing fancy, but it'll be perfectly acceptable. Let's keep rolling. So we're going to go to the quest beacon directly, I think, because I don't know what this is going to do to us. And we need the choices. We have another quest beacon over there, 2 distresses. The store's probably going to fight us, and we have, what, 7 jumps? So we go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Seems good to me. Let's go to the quest beacon and find out what's here. Ooh. We've arrived at the coordinates Sylvan gave. In the distance, you see a massive, yet foreign, alien vessel. We approach. As you move closer, a massive rock pirate flies past, their hull adorned with all kinds of strange alien limbs.
You are a Sylvan friend, methinks. Who else would come to my spot looking to take bounty that belongs to Tremor the Terrible? You not quake in fear, tiny man?
They've got a Zoltan shield, which doesn't matter to us at all. Boarding. A pile of nasty-looking weapons. Some black and green ones, which look very nasty, and a rocket of some kind. I'm not afraid of you, though. We can take you. Probably.
No soul ever live after challenging Tremor. I show Sylvan what I make of sending mercenary after Tremor stuff.
Who's Tremor? Okay, he is. There's no Rockman on this ship, but there is one Rockman on the ship. Alright, we do nothing. Is his name Tremor? Yes, it is. Good attention to detail. What else we got going on in here? They got some vamp weeds and a medic and a slug and a mantis. Just some, like, normal crew. Alright. That's fine. Their weapons are going to probably be a problem, but we can deal with the boarders, no worries. In fact, they seem to love going in here to suffocate. Very popular destination, the no oxygen artillery room. So while they're suffocating and having a great time, we're going to charge up our salvo here. I don't know what these things all do, but I don't love the look of them. Unfortunately... Oh, they hit the system through the shield. That's mean. Okay, I don't love that for us. These are going to fire simultaneously. So that means we can quickly return fire on them, there, and I guess we'll just, like, zip this to make sure the Zoltan shield dies. And then we're going to go ahead and cloak, because I don't want to get hit by those things. I don't know what all these mean green energy weapons are, but I don't really want to find out. We're going to charge Colonel them in the weapons, because, as I previously mentioned, I don't really want to find out what those do. I'd love to hit the mind control button, but it would be a bit of a waste right now. We want to save that for when they board us next, because they're probably going to board us slightly better the second time. They're still charging the scarier weapons, but... No, they actually sent someone home instead of boarding us with more people. I'm kind of surprised. They rescued Nausea instead of sending these two over to kill us. Wow. Alright, well, in that case... Let's just, Well, I don't know, actually. I was originally going to mind control someone over here now, and I guess we still can. They're about to fire that nasty weapon that hits us through our shields, but I can't do anything about that. He's only stunned for about a second and a half longer. I think we're just going to mind control him. They're probably not going to have time to send more boarders over here if we can fry them like it's looking like we're about to. Don't tell FTL players that ignoring surrenders is also a war crime. Oh yeah. Listen, we are war crime machines in this series. You can't just do that, but we do a lot of it. And they are toast. Good try.
Tremor dying! Tremor die!
Tremor and his mighty ship have fallen. You scrap its remains. 2 fuel, a missile, a drone part, and 50 scrap, and... Tremor might be dead, but your job here isn't finished. As you approach the alien structure, it becomes apparent that the sheer size of the colossal fleet ship is enough to fit 1,000-fold of your cruiser. You traverse the interior of the ship as sparking electronics jet out of the walls, sometimes scraping against your hull in the tighter areas. Inevitably, you find a room resembling the weapon control, but you're forced to travel forward on foot. Your crew come across a massive cubical power source plugged into the wall, which they assume to be the pre-igniter. However, it's uncertain whether pulling it out will trigger any sort of alarm, since the ship itself seems to have power in a few locations. How much faith are you willing to put in the ancient alien security? I don't know what that means. Like, what is that gonna do? I imagine if we have to deal with robots that follow us back onto our ship as boarders, we should probably be fine. But the chance instead that we have to, like, fight someone or deal with a problem on board the ship, we don't really have great options for that. I think we're probably going to steal it anyway. I'm just trying to predict a little bit what we have to do about this. I guess we're just gonna steal it and find out, because, like, the odds that anything else happens is pretty low. Grab the pre-igniter. It is intruders on board. Okay, good. Your crew carefully eject the pre-igniter from its slot. All seems well for a few seconds until a green light starts flashing and a muffled robotic voice starts spewing out alien garble your translator can't comprehend. You quickly hurry out of the ship, followed by 2 automated drones dispatched to deal with your crew. A weapon pre-igniter and intruders on board. Ooh. Those are fancy drones. Neat. Let's get some crew in there to deal with that, I suppose. And let's turn on the Trifid buff debuff option. Sorry, you're getting melted. You need to leave that room quickly. Let's get our Rockmen in there for some support. Turns out these guys are pretty dangerous. Let's turn on the med bay so we're healing properly again. You can come over here. Our Namekian is getting smoked, but we kind of anticipated that. He needs to leave also. Okay. Now they're attacking the engines, but that's fine. You can come over here and heal up. We're gonna send the Rockman and Trifid in. Get Red Weed over as backup, because these guys apparently hurt like crazy, but I can't actually deal with that. They're not mind controllable because they are they're robots. I clicked the button and it cloaked us. That's what I did. Oh, I see. Trifid is still getting fried. So Trifid, you're gonna have to swap out now, I think. Get to the med bay. Let's go ahead and power up our med station to full. Red Weed, you're gonna get in here to help fight. It is pretty nasty. Let's send Asari back in backup position. They do hit really hard. I think we're about to take them out, though. Let's just hope they don't explode on death. That would be the one... That would be the one thing that would be quite bad for us. But thankfully, they auto-healed because it triggered their red weed, their special ability. That's very funny to me. Oh, he's not even dead yet. Kill him. Okay, now you get out of this room and you get out of this room before they blow up again. I could not have timed that better if I tried. That was very funny. Alright, back to stations. Now, assuming this is a, like, normal pre-igniter. Jump scared by the X-Cog? Yeah, exactly. It was our own auto-healing that scared me, not the, not the enemy blowing up. Weapon pre-igniter here is not the one that slows us down. Because we saw previously, if you have an ether weapon, you can make a weapon pre-igniter that gives you instant charge, but all future charges take longer. And this is just a raw weapon pre-igniter, does what you expect from the base game. So that should be pretty fun. We have a lot of charged weapons, which might not be great with it, because I think they don't actually charge all the way. But it should mean we get to start hitting the energy on them sooner, which is still going to be good long term. Let's put power back in things that need power, and jump onwards. We have a quest beacon to get to. I don't know if we're going to be able to do much about it. Let's go ahead and upgrade our doors before I forget, though. We found the jailer. They're already charging their FTL drive. We'll have to take them down before they can escape, and hopefully not destroy the ship in the process. Well, we're almost certainly going to destroy the ship in the process, but let's get started. So, it does actually fully charge. That's really nice. Alright, we are laughing then. Let's blow some of these people up. Let's go ahead and mind control them too, just to be extra mean. Lovely. Spontoon, you're going to hit through here. The helm is the most important thing to hit there, so we're looking good now. We can actually afford to leave our artillery on fast firing now too, because that is no longer a problem that's not going to line up with our ability there. The damaged ship hails you.
You were sent by those colonists, weren't you? Fine, you can have the prisoners back. Just let us live.
The problem is freeing the slaves might give us the slaves, and we don't want that. We want them to go home. But that's what we came here to do, so we're going to try it. Accept the surrender and free the slaves. The colonists are grateful for your help. As you do not have time to return to the colony, you drop them off at the nearest station where they will be able to find a ship to help them. You're paid heavily for your assistance, getting 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 55 scrap. That's pretty funny. These guys are explicitly Federation loyalists. We just dropped them off at a random station in Rebel space. And they're like, you'll be fine. You won't get arrested again. Good luck. Go figure it out. Very silly. We just abandoned those people to die. And yeah, I definitely was pretty sure it didn't do that. I definitely was pretty sure. As far as I remembered, it didn't charge the other charge pips in the base game, so it is even stronger here, it seems. Time for some distress beacons. The distress call comes from a rebel munitions depot.
Renegade, this depot's not for you. Warp away or we'll call for help.
Aren't you already calling for help?
You make a good point.
The rebel sighs.
Our refrigeration units on this outpost broke down. All our perishable food will spoil in less than a day unless we get it fixed. We sent our guard away to find an engineer who can fix or replace it, but they've completely dropped off the map. As it is, we're barely hanging on here. I have no desire to starve. If you can help us, we can come to some kind of arrangement.
Sure, why not? It's a terrible idea. We've been murdering rebels constantly, but let's help these guys. See what happens. We might lose our Engie. Good luck, Borg. They seem wary at the prospect of an alien fixing their issue. The NG diagnoses the problem, and indeed, they have no parts to fix it. Fortunately, this component exists on your own ship as a redundancy. The refrigeration unit is fixed.
I guess you'll be expecting payment now, huh? Given your powerful armament, I guess we have no choice. We'll supply you with some missiles. Don't come back here, Renegade.
7 missiles and an Artemis heavy missiles. Huh. Fair enough. We're definitely not going to use this thing. but like, thanks. Let's jump to this distress beacon and see what they want. An encrypted Federation distress signal comes from an escape pod on a nearby planet. Decoding it, you get the following message. Escaped prisoner of war. Evac requested immediately. In orbit, scanning for the prisoner is an MFK. For the moment, they seem distracted by their current duty of combing the planet. Now we turn missiles into plants, exactly. Seed pods. Turns out gunpowder is really important for plants to grow. We're gonna attack this ace. I don't know what they do. They got cloaking and boarding, and the guns don't look too dangerous. Let's fight them. As they become aware of us, they immediately switch to targeting us instead.
Well, well, well. Looks like we found some more potential prisoners. We'll find the escaped one later.
Well, unfortunately for you... Well, unfortunately for us, they're about to cloak instantly. But unfortunately for you, we have a cloak too, so good luck hitting us. And you've decided to board us with 2 ace crew, but unfortunately for you again, they were working for us the whole time. And you're suffocating as a bonus, so enjoy that. Your life will be very short. And he's dead. They have a lot of shots coming, so we're gonna cloak that out real quick. Thank you very much. And now we barrage them back into the ground. I think we're gonna go ahead and hit their weapons, because I don't like that big alpha strike coming back. They did board us again, which is annoying. But I can just send our buddy over here to go fight them for me, and it'll definitely get him killed before they can do anything to us. Oh, it didn't get him killed before he could do anything to us. What a surprise. The hacking didn't last quite long enough to get him murdered. That's fine, though. We're just going to hit them through here. Turn off that clone bay so they can't get anybody back. And this crew is not looking well. They're about to fire on us again, but hopefully we can tank this one. They did get a cloak off, though, which is kind of annoying. Ooh, that was mean. That was some big hits. All right, let's get in there and fix that. They're going to die as soon as they come out of cloak anyway, because the artillery is about to murder them. But, like, petty, hitting us with some shots right before you get annihilated? To be fair, I'd probably do it too. The MFK elite was formidable, but we managed to bring them down. We scrapped their ship, getting quite the hefty bounty, getting 3 fuel, drone part, and 52 scrap, and we can use our upgraded sensors to find the prisoner. We quickly pick up the location of the prisoner. Your upgraded sensors pick up the location of the prisoner very quickly. You send down your crew to the escaped prisoner's hiding spot. Once your crew approaches them, they recognize you as Federation. The crew welcomes the escaped prisoner aboard. I knew it was a long shot, but the renegades have been known to make it this deep in rebel space in the past. Please let me join your crew. I got bad news for you, Mikhail. I was hoping you'd want to give us a reward and get dropped off somewhere. You aren't gonna be able to stay on here. We're keeping these guys. They're pretty good. You're level 1 in everything, which is pretty neat. But, like, we already have specialists on all our stations, and I can't keep you. Defender is a new category, though. They can basically armor up, it seems. Take greatly reduced damage from all sources and resist mind control attempts. They do hilariously low combat damage. And really fast repairs. So it might honestly be worth it. The problem is that our current one is our weapons specialist, so I probably should have moved them off that before now. Or is Red Weed powering the weapons now? Looks like Red Weed is. Maybe I do swap Borg for Mikhail, because I think we actually have Red Weed on there so that Borg can go travel around better. And with that, the extra super repair speed is way more important than the combat damage. I think we keep the plants because they're mostly specials anyway. The Zoltan are powering our systems. Wookiee pilot. Asari we could get rid of, but they're our engineer and they're actually quite good at it. So I think if we're going to drop anyone, it's going to be Borg here. Alright. Sorry, Borg. Resistance is futile. Alright, we need to rename this NG Defender. We need another alien species to name them based on. And I'm not 100% sure what we want to go with here. I had some other aliens in mind back when we were playing this last time, but I foolishly didn't write them all down. So I'm not sure what I want to go with now for these guys. Species 8472? That's a little bit of an oblique reference for me. Oh, since it killed Borg. I see what you mean now. I don't know if I would say it killed Borg, though. We just airlocked Borg, and one of the things that we're trying to do is avoid having multiple references from the same franchise. So we've already got our Star Trek. I think we want to try and get something from a different franchise. But what do we want? Some kind of robot. There's a lot of different robot options. Are the anti-spirals robots? I think they're just creatures from Gurren Lagann. The Huragok from Halo? The passive non-combat engineers? Yeah, I'd take that. That sounds good to me. I don't remember them, but my Halo experience is not super up to date. If we come up with something else, I might update it, but that one seems reasonable to me. Alright, let's open our internal doors. We have air moving again, and keep rolling. They also grant overshields to their allies. Well, there you go. Sounds like it's very appropriate then. We have 171 scrap to spend, and not a lot of places to spend it. I think the most valuable thing we could do, maybe at this point, is just get a little bit of engine buffer going. Weapon buffer going. I'm gonna save it because we're going to a store, so like if they're on the off chance they actually let us trade with them, we might get something good, but let's go here first and see what happens. Rebel engineers aren't always as aggressive as other rebels, and fortunately it seems the one here is as you've heard. In fact, looks like they're looking to trade for the scrap needed to repair their auto ships. Well, why not? Let's trade with them. The engineers also offer a few drone schematics, but we don't have a drone system and can't get one, so we'll just shop. We can run a salvage mission, because we haven't done that yet. Let's run a salvage mission and see what they'll give us. The immediate area around the beacon yields little, but after diving much deeper into the system, you stumble across an inactive pirate ship scans didn't turn up before. No, we're not sending a team in there, we're blowing the ship up. We get 1 fuel, 1 missile, and 23 scrap. Alright. Tyke missiles? Tish? I don't know how to pronounce that one. Slow charging, 2 damage missile weapons, but it's conservative. Okay. Charge laser 1, conservative laser, none of that's any good. Human crew, no thank you. We got a clone bay and a teleporter, but we're out of these essential system slots, so we can't buy these no matter what we want. However, I should be able to buy the backup battery, which could be good because we have a lot of power opportunity here. So let's grab this, but let's see what else they have first. Just some more drone choices. Okay. Let's grab the backup battery, because we might actually be able to get some good value from that now. And do a little bit of repairs. We're probably going to get a bunch of repairs as soon as we go to the next sector, but like, just to be safe, we'll bump it up a little bit. And I don't think we need any of this. But we will sell them the conservative laser, the Artemis missile, and maybe the halberd beam. It takes 3 power, and we just don't really have space for 3 power right now. So halberd beam, you can go to, and we'll keep the rest. Looking good. Now, I need to move you, Hugarok. I'm going to stick you in the middle of the ship so you can get around quickly, but I'm going to actually stick you on the door there. Let's go ahead and save crew positions, and we will go onwards. Actually, before we go onwards, what does this do? Oh, we have Aether Tech now? Oh! Is the Aether Tech the weapon pre-igniter? I think it might be. Before we look at that, though, what's the battery got? The battery has a performance upgrade. 80% battery cooldown. Okay. What's the other one? The emergency generator allows you to ignore the power and fuel costs of combat augments. We don't have any combat augments, so that's not relevant. But 80% faster cooldown basically just means you have that power all the time, which is pretty crazy. Let's do nothing there for now. We're gonna hop over here and bump up the backup battery, so we have both, all 4 power bars we can get from it. And probably gonna take that upgrade that makes it really available, because that means we can swap in power to the cloaking or the mind control and basically still have power for whatever else we want. And probably then we're going to invest in some better engines, because not being hit would be really nice. Hey, Legolas. The other option that we have that we could save some resources to upgrade would be if we want any of these. Oh, right. These are the ones, the capstones for upgrading other things. Weapons automatically charged to full. We don't want that one. Aether shielding is the capstone on that. The anomaly detector, we don't care about that. We have good sensors already. The runic translator, I don't know what it does. We could buy it just because it's here and we have some free money. Why not? Runic translator, give us this. Partial translation of ancient runes. The Forgotten Tech achievement. I don't think we're going to use it, but we have it just in case we find something fun. Battery, let's go ahead and grab that performance upgrade, because that seems like it'll probably be pretty helpful. And I think the rest of the money we're going to spend here is going to be on buffing up our engines. The other one that I was saying that we could still do is this. Oh, it is already maxed. I forgot we had maxed it earlier. We could upgrade the shields, though, if we want to get more defensive health. Could be good, but I think right now I'm more inclined to buff our evasion instead. So let's do that. We are looking at a pretty good spot right now, although we will need that extra power if we want to run everything that we've got going here. Let's save a little bit of cash. We got 2 jumps to the exit. Let's go. We've arrived at a seemingly ordinary beacon, but scans show a slip tunnel opening. Someone with a multiverse drive is jumping in nearby. It appears you aren't alone. A fellow multiverse traveler, this time a rebel, has already found their way to this beacon and is moving in on our location. They have a hack, a missile of some kind. I don't know what that is, but it looks like it sets fires. Actually, I have no idea what that is. It has little fins that often indicate that something burns things, but unclear if that's actually the case here or not. Let's go ahead and start the energy barrage. Oh, stealth weapons. That's an upgrade that I meant to get that I forgot about. We might go back and do that. I don't think this is going to work because I have a defense drone here, but let's just shoot these charge kernels in and see if they get lucky. They have some kind of stunning drone. Hey, one of the shots actually made it in. I'm kind of amazed there. Well done, Colonel. They hacked our radar, which I'm actually perfectly fine with. I would love that missile to not exist, though, so let's hit them on this side. My aim is bad. Really? That doesn't let us hit both those rooms? I feel like it should. There we go. Yeah, I'm afraid that weapon will not get the... Whoa! It shoots 5 lasers! That's cool! It's like a stunning ion flak gun of some kind? That's neat. It seems bad, but it's neat. And unfortunately for these guys, their shields are basically down now, so they're about to have a very bad day. Poor multiverse ship.
It's okay, I saw this coming.
The rebel captain collapses as the ship breaks apart around them. We get 2 missiles, a drone part, and 45 scrap. And we can jump to the final beacon. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at our stealth weapons. No, it's a stealth upgrade, not a weapons upgrade. Cloaking. Shadow weaponry. 55 scrap, 2 fuel, 4 missiles. Firing weapons doesn't disrupt the cloaking duration. Yeah, let's grab it. We got an achievement called Overclocked. I don't know what that's for. I assume it's for getting a certain number of internal upgrades. That would be my guess, anyway. Emancipation grills is the ones that mean people can't move through the doors. I don't know if that's likely to be relevant yet, so I think we're probably going to leave that one. Oh, what are the artillery upgrades? Oh, this is what lets you aim it, right? Yeah. Slower charge, but you can aim the shots. I think we ignore that. The random damage is fine. I think at this point, if we're doing anything else, we're probably just buffing up our systems and maybe improving our shield recharge speed. So, let's jump to that exit beacon and get out of here. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. We explore. Since we can't do something on board the ship of any significance, we could heal, but we're about to get healed anyway. This beacon seems to serve as a meeting place for local traffic. It seems you can find crew willing to fight on your ship here for a price. No, incorrect. We don't want to hire Gumpo or Hector. We don't hire anyone. So that wound up being a nothing. We can perform a task here, but as I said, it doesn't do us any good, so we're just going to jump to the final sector. We never did find those Rebel Stronghold shipyards, but that's okay. We'll jump to Node 17, the Federation capital. You've entered hyperspeed. It must be an interesting life as a civilian who never leaves their home planet. It's a tough choice, sure, but the life of a traveler is one you'd never pass up. We're proceeding to the Federation capital. It's our final destination. Let's get in there and try and save the day. You finally arrived at Node 17, the Federation capital. You've heard the stories of this conflict back in Universe 0, the reality where the multiverse tech was discovered. Now you're about to take a part in it. Your actions here will either save or doom this reality. With a quick scan of your ID, you're allowed through the beacon without issue when we contact Federation Command. On the mid-screen appear several Federation and NG officers, as well as Admiral Tully in the center.
So, you're the multiverse ship I've heard about. You've come a long way, and I can only hope it's all paid off. You're the Federation's last stand against the flagship. I'm afraid we don't have any more time to chat. Is there anything you need before you face the flagship?
Tully orders the support ships on standby, awaiting your command. Well, we don't really need any of these, so I'll take the repairs, please. They were fire missiles. Okay, makes sense. That's what they looked like. Request repairs. Tully dispatches the Federation support ship to repair your hull. Back to full. Now that you're all ready to go, you have some time to do something on board the ship. These moments may be few and far between in this sector, so take the chance to do whatever you might need. Talk to your crew. That's not a thing I can do. Look at our mission report one last time. Do something on board the ship. We're going to do our salvage operation because we love stealing things from the Federation base. We surveyed the nearby area, and we found the shrine again. I'm going to pray again. We did this earlier in the run, and it didn't do anything, but I'm going to do it a second time, because why not? Pray to the shrine. Oh, that is neat. You allow your Zoltan a few moments to utter a prayer to the shrine. As you approach, however, a small Zoltan autocraft reveals itself from hiding.
Federation ally. The Ministry has granted this vessel the capabilities to aid any craft carrying those of the Electrian faith.
The ship extends several appendages and begins to repair our hull free of charge. Unfortunately, it's already full, but thank you. Okay, let's take a look at our map. Well, let's go visit the judges and then go see Sylvan and then go to the base, I think. I don't know what the judges are going to do, but we went to them last time and they basically gave us the 3 options that we could have. Get cool tech, fight lots of dudes, make friends with people. And I think right now we might have the have cool tech because we have the weapon pre-igniter. We might have fight lots of dudes because we basically murdered everyone we met and didn't accept any surrenders. So let's head over there and see what it'll do. A free mantis dropship approaches.
Federation friends, the Pakatakakala clan, happy to see you. We having made it all the way out here to help. Just us, though, rest busy back home. But we having no glory there. We wanting to collect many rebel skulls. Our ship having many troubles with rebel missiles, though.
If we had $1 more, $1 more, we would have a cool ether technology option, but we are 49 scrap out of the required 50. Dang it! That sounded neat. We can murder them or wish them good luck. I guess we wish them good luck. We don't want to hire them. Our crew's good. We got it covered. Wish the Pakatakala out of here. That's the actual cost of Aether shielding? Oh, that's funny. Well, good luck, friends. There's nothing else we can do here because we already did our salvage mission. So let's just jump to the judges and see what that does. Warning, flagship jumping. It's got to come over here to the base, though, so it can take all the repair beacons it wants. What's over here? Whoa! Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate that. I can't actually see how much it is because the blue text on the background is illegible. It looked like $11.55, but I have no idea how much it was. Thank you, though. Maybe you can clarify in the chat because I couldn't read it. A strange vessel approaches, and on your screen appears 3 aliens dressed in long robes, their faces covered with ornate masks. We tire of introducing ourselves over and over. Our process repeats.
Approaching, another traveler. An opportunity this is. An opportunity this is.
Present us tribute, we'll judge your merit.
So we go into Thest, Corby, or Wakeson. I was originally expecting to go to Wakeson, but since we have Aether Tech, let's go here. Let's see what Corby says. Corby jolts upright.
Corby has been called upon. Called upon. The opportunity! Maximum percentage. Excitement can hardly be contained. But first, data must be presented. Exchange. Data for grants.
It's 10 euros. Oh, thank you very much. Surprised to see the name pop up on Twitch. Used to watch the channel a dozen years ago. Hope I'm doing well. I am doing very well, thank you. And I really appreciate the donation there. I'll have to figure out how to make that text more legible. Did not occur to me until I couldn't read it. This is not what I wanted, though. Our shield system is maxed out, but it's not actually cool. Our doors are maxed out, the battery is maxed out, and our reactor is maxed out. So I'm guessing because it's not actually asking about cool technology, it's asking how many things do you have at maximum. And I don't know if we only get to do one of these. I'm going to present our shields because they're powerful, I guess. Shields, defensive procedures, they ensure you pilot a well-protected vessel. For well-protected vessel, I prevent grant of shielding. Shielding. Save it for the future. The harmony is cruel. Corby was manufactured with filthy serial code for a name. Numbers? Hardly a name? I made a new life for myself. Yes. Corby is beautiful girl, very happy, and she loves everyone. She loves you too, traveler, and she is never going back to that dreaded place. Never. Oh, sorry for the outburst. Cool, I don't know what that means. I guess we have to do all of those things eventually. You have to come here with all of the upgraded systems to show them one at a time. You have to go talk to all of the different combat things, with friends, with all the different groups. and then they'll do something later, because it didn't seem like it actually gave us anything tangible. So, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. Let's get over here and go check out Sylvan. This beacon is home to a makeshift rebel drop point, a place for transport ships that deliver supplies. It's protected by a well-armed MFK guard, but if you can destroy it, any supplies currently kept at the platform will be yours. It shows the achievements. You're not sure where else, but the grant does help. Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure it out with time. Let's attack the guard. They have that big missile and another missile, so that should be fun. We raise our weapons and attack. They have a bunch of aces again. They have 4 aces on this ship? That's mean. But that's okay. They also have a lot of weapons. This is a pretty scary ship, actually. Thankfully for us, we're just gonna bomb the heck out of them. But this could be a problem. I gotta remember I have a backup battery, so let's use that. How does this work? If I put the power over here, and then power up these guys with this, I should be able to stop them from actually effectively boarding us until the cloak wears off, but I want to save the cloak for these shots, so I guess that doesn't make a lot of sense. We did get a hit in on the rocket, but it didn't destroy it, and most of our shots missed. Wow, they're nasty on that front. Unfortunately for them, these 2 guys are definitely cooked. We've dealt with this before, so they're not going to have a very good time getting through there. Now, this is a charging missile, so they're not going to be firing it at us right away. Never mind, they did fire it at us right away. That's rude. I think we're just going to go ahead and cloak now, because the more time they're not shooting at us, the better, and I don't know if I'm that worried about the other weapons by the time we get through their shields. We did actually hit a shot through there too, which is pretty nice. Alright, that guy's dead. The next one's going to be dead soon. They're going to be sending another wave that we won't have the mind control ready for. But that's also probably going to be fine. We're going to charge Colonel them where? We could try and take the rocket out again, but I think I actually want them not to board us. Thanks, friends. Alright, this guy's still suffocating in there. We love that for him. They're about to be firing on us with a bunch of weapons, so if we could stop that by killing them soon, I would appreciate it. Let's go ahead and fire 4 damage through there. And they're dead! Just what we hoped for. Alright, we've defeated the guard, getting 2 missiles, a drone part, and 60 scrap, and when we raid the drop point... Oh, the platform appears to be completely unmanned. We steal as many supplies as we can and a military-grade weapon. 3 missiles, 2 drone parts, 21 scrap, and an anti-hull laser Mark II. Once this guy's dead, we'll be able to go see what else is going on in here. The mind control really does make that pretty... That thing's charged again already? I don't know if it's just because the fight's over, but it seems like it charged really fast. Let's... I guess we'll go to Sylvan first. No reason not to. See if we can buy anything fun there. I don't think there's going to be much left to buy at this point. All our slots are full, but let's go to the merchants and see what they got. They might have some augments we can swap in.
Stranger, stranger, this is it, eh? Now, I'd never do this with anyone else, but I like you, stranger. And you have a lot of pressure on you right now. Have some scrap on the house. Now that's out of the way. Care for trade?
38 scrap and a Dirk pinpoint laser. Beam. We could try and murder him, but that's probably a bad idea. One of these days, we're going to need to try and fight him. But I don't know if this is going to be the day for that. So... He helped us get a weapon pre-igniter. We could try, but I don't know if it's a good idea. I want to see what he's offering. I just want to see if he has any augments we can trade in. I think that would be fun. So let's see what he's got. Oh, he has no augments. It's only weapons. I keep forgetting he has tiny stores. He really just like focuses on one thing whenever you go find him. It's usually equipment like that. Okay, that was probably a mistake, but whatever. It's fine. Nah, 2 power for a 3-shot laser is probably not what we want. I think if we're going to do anything, we're going to swap the Spontoon Beam for the other Kernel Launcher and just go all in on the rockets. So, if we want to do that, we need to have 2 more power over here. Can I do that? It's 100 and... Yeah? Yeah, we could. We could really beef up the weapons and go all in on that. Why not? What else are we going to spend the money on? We go back to the store. We can sell our Spontoon Beam. We are big on rockets now. If I could sell something else, we could probably also buy the explosive replicator. How much does that cost? It is 50 scrap and 9 missiles. Is that better than just shooting more missiles? I don't know at this point. I don't know if that's better or not. Because we can sell our advanced navigator. We're not going to need that again. We're kind of past the point where we could use it, really. I'll sell it anyway. We'll buy the more rockets option and see how it goes for us. Advanced navigator in the bin. In the internal systems. Let's grab the explosive replicator. And is there anything else we want to buy with our last remaining bits of money? I don't think so. We could just grab some extra rockets while we're here, but I think we're just going to jump to the base and wait for them to come get us. Alright, Federation base in this reality is just as impressive as the one back in Universe Zero. Much of the city below has been evacuated, but the Capitol building, Center of Operations, is still operational. Center of Operations, operational? Different word, please. If the flagship destroys it, the Federation will be powerless and this reality will be lost. We've arrived here before the flagship. One of the few remaining Federation support ships patches up our hull and gives us some supplies. Some more fuel, some more scrap. Alright, anything on board the ship? We know there isn't. 42 scrap. What do I want to spend it on? Let's upgrade our oxygen just so it's a little bit safer. And I think that's all we need. And let's actually open these doors so that the air goes into our ship. We have a lot of boarders about to come deal with us, so hopefully this goes well. This is what we've invested all these things in for. Let's wait and fight the flagship. This is it, the Rebel flagship. If we're able to destroy this monstrosity, the Federation fleet will have a chance of surviving. There's no turning back. Now here's the real thing I was thinking about recently. Why don't we have a friendly ASB? This is our home planet. We have no orbital defenses on our home planet to help fight off the army of rebels. I guess the premise is they shot them all already, like they're out of ammo now or something. But like it's a whole planet. We don't have any anti-ship guns. Come on, guys. All right, we're gonna blow up the rebel flagship and hopefully it'll go smoothly. Flagship doesn't take long to notice us. Powers up its artilleries and approaches. They are going to be boarding like crazy, but they only have 1-2 aces, so as long as they don't send them both at the same time, we're probably fine. Let's do nothing and fight. They sent 3 guys in immediately. Okay, close those doors. Open that doors and open that doors. You have exact same question about the rebels if you fight the flagship away from the base? Yeah. Yeah, they just don't really seem to care that much, do they? Oh, they mind-controlled you? Well, that's not going to stand. Let's turn on our backup battery and de-mind-control us. Thank you. It probably won't last the whole time. But if it lasts some of the time, that'll be good enough for me. Let's start this barrage on them. I don't really want them sending those guys over here right now, but killing them is probably going to be better for us than not killing them. Because of the whole, like... There we go. Because of the whole they'll keep coming problem. Actually, is that true? Did they lose the teleporter after phase 1? I don't know if that's true or not. Oh, I didn't turn that on either. There you go. No auto charge Kernel 2 for me. I forgot to power it before we jumped. Yeah, actual question. I think they lose it, but I don't remember because we've been killing all the crew on the first wave every time. So I can't recall how it actually works in practice. It's gone after phase 1? That's what I thought. Alright, let's go ahead then and charge Colonel this, because I'd rather them not send 5 more dudes over here right now. We could probably take them, but I'd rather not have to deal with it. And of course, it is going to be back online quickly, because they have 4 guys in there fighting it, but we'll deal with that as it comes up. In the meantime, I have 1 power bar to spare. Let's put it in the med bay for now. We have the cloak ready to go if they actually get to fire at us with something. Probably should turn off that charge kernel for now. More shots on the way. Okay, their shields are down, but we don't have the mini beam anymore, so we're just using rockets for that at this point. Let's close that door and bring some more crew in here to fight this. 4 guys, burgers, but no fries. They need the 5th for that. It's true. No 5 guys here. Thankfully, these are just soldiers. They're a little bit more dangerous in combat, but they're not that dangerous. We're going to go ahead and turn on our dispersal so that we get all of our nice benefits, too. And... do I... There are 5 in there right now. Do I want to rocket them again? I think I probably do. I'm going to wait until the Elite Colonel 2 is ready, and then we'll fire that on them here. They're firing weapons. I think we're just going to cloak here so they can't do anything about it. They should be locked down pretty fast. Oh yeah, we're cooking those guys. Especially because we have our people take less damage in effect. We have more max healing and healing speed in effect. There's just all these plant synergies are really hard for them to deal with. Let's kill the rest of the crew with the charge kernel. Thank you. Alright. Don't need to deal with boarders if they don't get to be alive in the time that it matters. Close the external doors, open the internal doors, send people back to stations, and we are looking good here. We have a mind control we can spend on messing with them too, so let's do that here. Unfortunately, they did just fire the rockets at me because I forgot how dodging things worked and hit the cloak 1 second too early. But we'll deal with that. Hopefully they're not too good at aiming. Okay, 2 shots, but they are absolutely toast. Just as we get the upper hand, they find a way to make an FTL jump. We keep up the assault. 2 fuel, 2 missiles, 23 scrap, and we do have a hole in the ship we should go deal with. But I actually suspect we have so many plants on here that we literally can't lose air with a breach. We are generating oxygen like crazy, even with the system turned off. So, that's fun. Let's power the shields back up to 4, because apparently I turned those off when I wasn't paying attention. And let's keep rolling. We have 40 scrap left to spend. I think I'm going to spend it on just buffing the helm, so a really unlucky shot doesn't take out our ability to steer. And let's chase them down. Now we're on the drones wave. We chase down the flagship and discover it's heavily damaged in the previous fight. It's redirected considerable power to drones. Here we go. It does have hacking, though, so if the hacking goes a bad place, we'll be in trouble. We have nothing we need to do here, so we will do nothing. They have 1 regular beam drone and a boarding drone coming. And the hacking's hitting shields! Oh, I don't like that! I have no idea what you're talking about there, Hyrix. Let's go ahead and start shooting, though, because we are automatically charged up, so we're going to do that. And I think we're just going to blow up their hacking immediately, so we don't have to deal with it. Alright, I was about to say, did they hack our battery? But I don't know what they hacked, because they blew up before they had a chance to do anything about it. It does look like they hacked the battery, though, because the doors are all closed. So that's interesting. They're going to be sending people around to try and give us a hard time, but in theory, they won't be able to do much to us, because everything is now safe from the hack, and they have 2 breaches in there to fix before it's going to be back online. Let's turn this off. I think I'm actually going to want to shoot it at the drone control next, so I don't have to worry about fighting these guys the whole time. They are going for the backup battery, but, like, we can send some people in there to slow them down. So let's send our 2 plant friends here in to hold on to that room. So far, we're looking pretty good here, though. I have a feeling these guys will not be lasting very long at all. Let's fire the charge kernels at the drone control. The likelihood the charge kernels actually get through isn't great, but it seems like their drone has a hard time shooting them. Maybe it's not spec'd for fighting these kinds of projectiles. We're going to fire the kernel at it, too, just for fun. Here comes the missiles. We're going to power up the backup battery and dodge, but they might actually be dead before the first power surge has a chance to hit us. Yeah, it does. Wild. We are powerful. Maybe I should have fought Sylvan. We killed them before the first surge. Just as we finally gain the upper hand, it finds a way to make an FTL jump. Another fuel drone part and 25 scrap in our pockets, and we got some breaches to repair before we move on. Let's go send our repair bot over here. That's pretty fast. Alright, team, back to your positions. We are looking good. Let's chase them down here. I guess I'll wait till this recharges so we don't jump while it's still in progress and then it has to start over at the start of the fight. Is there even anything we could buy? Yeah, okay, we'll buy the only thing we could buy. Upgraded sensors, thank you. Time to go beat up the flagship one last time. This is the final phase, which is pretty dangerous because it actually has guns now. What is that? What is that? That's a big gun. Who let them have that? We're not certain how it's able to keep fighting with the amount of damage it's sustained. It's transferred power to its defensive systems as well as some kind of super weapon. Alright, we do nothing. They are cloaking. They have a huge thing. And a burst laser Mark II, the rockets, and the regular lasers. We're probably just going to be dodging whatever the heck all this is anyway, but we'll see what happens. They're cloaked out, so we need to give them a bit of time before we can try and do anything about it. What, you think you're the only one Sylvan trades with? Oh, I know we're not the only one Sylvan trades with. Okay, their systems are down, which means we are bombarding their weapon system immediately. We're going to hit the backup battery here. We're going to turn on cloaking and mind control. We're going to mind control this guy just to be mean. And we're going to cloak. Nice try. I don't know what that weapon was, but we aren't going to find out. Turn off the kernels. Alright. Unfortunately, we already used the cloak, so we're going to have to take a little bit of damage from this wave, but I wanted to make sure we could disable them here without getting hit by anything unwanted. I think we're going to blast down the rocket weapon next. No damage? 1 damage. 2 damage. Alright, I'll take it. 2 damage is acceptable. I won't complain about that. And they're dead! Incredible. We smoked those guys. That wasn't even close. The valiant effort of the Xenomorph. Thanks to our successful crew, Asari, Wookiee, Triffid, Dredge, Mondoshawan, Namekian, Redweed, and Huragok. The Multiverse flagship of this reality has been destroyed. Rebel forces were weakened, and Federation troops, along with reinforcements, successfully defeated the rebels of the galaxy? I don't know what that was supposed to say. It always goes so fast. It was really brutal. It turns out having that weapon pre-igniter was really the thing that took us from being strong to being unstoppably strong. Because getting the energy weapons firing immediately just meant that the shields were down even faster and we could just shred through the rest of their systems. To be fair, once we had all of the rockets, we didn't need the shields to be down to hit their systems, but you know what I mean. That weapon pre-igniter was vicious. And I can see why they maybe don't just let you get the full power weapon pre-igniter all the time, because they did not stand a chance. Ugh. Congratulations, we've defeated the Rebel flagship and ensured the victory of the Federation, getting 5,047 points. That's a new high score, unsurprisingly, because we were cooking them. Let's take a look at our stats. It is not our highest score, though. The toy box was 500 points more. Whew. You let the energy weapons start dealing hull damage. Yeah, exactly. Energy weapons, I really underestimated them. This run really explained to me how good they are, because they're basically just ion weapons that lock down the enemy and kill them, instead of ion weapons which can only lock down the enemy. Significantly better than I had initially anticipated. And the kernels were incredible. We basically never had to worry about rockets the entire run, despite using that kernel launcher for a good chunk of it. You get a lot of value out of that. I don't know what all these symbols mean. I assume that this means that it was something about an artillery. But, like, I don't know what those bits are. I don't know what these mean. I guess they're like augment things? I can't tell. You have to spec into energy weapons properly. Only one or two weaker ones won't cut it. Yeah, I imagine you could do the energy and ion together too, and it would still do the same thing. Icons for artillery, the reloader, augment, and the advanced navigator. Oh, it's just the starting equipment? That makes sense. Okay, I follow. And thanks for letting me know, Eisen. I've been hearing about that too. I'm very annoyed about it because I can't tell what's wrong to be causing it. I might have to replace my mic cable or something, because somewhere in the system it's getting a bad connection. So maybe I'll see if I can figure that out before I stream next time, because it'll probably be a couple of days before I'm back to do it again. But thanks for the heads up, because I haven't been able to figure out where it's coming from yet. We did get overclocked. 8 internal upgrades installed at once, as we suspected it might be. What are the other ones we got here? It was 2 crew ones. Grant of shielding. Oh. Show a fully upgraded shield system to Corby. While in effect, your crew repair the shield system 50% faster. Just like all the time? That seems really powerful. I'm guessing most of these are for repair for the systems, because these are all Corby grants, and it just means you repair those rooms faster. What else have we got here? There's the weapon, Wakeson's blessings, crystals, traps, transports, math. A bunch of other things in here. Do I want to know how the boons work? I think all I want to know is this active always now, or am I going to have to do something to turn one on? There's 6 Beam Master achievements? Incredible. Traveling Merchant. Those are Sylvan ones. Only for your next run. Okay. Makes sense. Forgotten Era, any internal Aether Tech upgrade. We got some of the musics. Okay. Makes sense. I had a feeling it couldn't be always, because if it was always active, that would be ridiculous once you got all the achievements going. So, now I know. Now I know. That said, that is going to wrap up our run for today. We've cleared our whole galaxy in pretty good order, although not in record time. It still took us like 7 hours. So back to the main menu for us. Before we go, let's take a quick look at the ships we unlocked, because we did unlock at least one. I think we had this already. Did we? I don't remember this ship. The Laissez-Faire. The Heavy Pierce and a Heavy Laser Mark 1 and life jackets. I don't remember this one. We've unlocked the Multiverse Stealth Cruiser, the Superposition. Comes with an advanced navigator and titanium system casing, no shields as usual, and the cloaking. We unlocked this one for beating the flagship, that makes sense. As well as a 2 shield layer cutting 1 damage beam. Not quite as exciting as the heavy beams they start you with normally, but conservative bomb also means it takes no power. That's interesting. What else have we got here? We got the plant ship, the slug pleasure barge. A large slug ship designed for slug pleasure cruises. The floor is stickier than usual, and you feel dirty just being near the thing, but if this is what it takes to defeat the rebellion, then so be it. What is this thing? Starts with no weapons. It just has a butler and 2 slugs. You have a hard light bypass, so you can do things through super shields. You have suspicious gel. You're pretty sure this is repair gel, but you can't really be certain. All crew move 20% slower in empty rooms. All allies take 50% less damage from all sources in them, so only in empty rooms. And also benefit from 50% stun resistance. Also provides cheaper repair option for repairs at empty beacons. Okay. And pleasure pods. A secluded place for 2 members of a species to form a union, and to use cloning technology to create a child who is aged just enough to be able to work. Also comes equipped with a stereo system that plays R&B music 24/7. Okay. Alright. It's a cloning... the love dart. It's not a cloning ship, it's a boarding ship with no weapons. It's got its own butler. Incredible. Alright, what else have we got going on here? We also got these two plant ships. The Caretaker Cruiser. Although poorly suited to host foreign crew, the ship comes equipped for defending itself against a number of threats. This is Orchid Caretakers and a blurry Engie. They're already in nanite mode because they're in a room with no oxygen. Okay, so you have 2 Caretakers, which are the ones that protect allies in the same room with better max health. 2 heavy lasers and a Colonel 1 safety blankets, so you get fire and suffocation resistance in the medbay, because presumably there's no oxygen on board this ship. It doesn't have an O2 system. So if you get crew, you can hide them in the medbay and they won't die immediately. Interesting. It's called the Aloe. What is this one? The Cadalian Cruiser. When working together, the combined strength of florals and vampweeds makes a formidable combination. When they're getting along, at least. Hey, it's Tyrell! So you start with the ambassador on your crew because it's his ship. That's fun. You've got a vampweed and a floral. You have a Colonel 1. You have a grazier drone? Anti-personnel and boarding modes. This versus 2 kinds of spores, which weaken enemy crew and buff allied crew. Huh. And a producer drone, controllable but lethargic drone that provides various support buffs that can man systems, more susceptible to fires than other crew drones. Interesting. So you have like a crew member as a drone, you have a support for boarding, you have the Colonel Greenhouse for growing Colonel ammunition, the 65% chance to not use ammunition when a missile is fired, and lets you recover 1 fuel for every sector transition. Overwrites the bonus of explosive replicator. That's what I was wondering. Can you get both? But no, it seems like you can't. The Mendelian. Those 2 we had already, and I think that's it. Cool. A whole selection of new ships to go try. But for now, that's going to be it. Thanks for coming by and watching, folks. I don't know when the next stream is going to be. Might be Wednesday. We'll see how things are going. I might also be trying to do some more of the new variant dungeon that dropped in FTL, and we'll see. If I do wind up playing that on stream, it'll be on Ginger's stream, but that's up to us to decide if that's going to happen or not. No pressure, Ginger. And other than that, I will see you later. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and until next time, bye-bye.